Hello everyone, it's Dio from Firm Fair Gaming, bringing you another World of Warcraft video. Today we are bringing you another Mythic Plus video in the series that we've been doing. So this week it is going to be a Fortified with Necrotic and Grievous. So as we know, it is not a very fun week. I'm of course recording this the night before in advance of this, so it is not going to be a fun week. Of course, Spiteful is that the fiends rise from the corpses of non-boss enemies, and they lock on the player and chase them around. They slowly die over time, so basically kite them away. Grievous is anytime a player takes damage, they get a Grievous wound, so it is a stackable wound that they have to be topped up over 90% in order to remove it, so it's a healer issue, or rather a healer's problem, because they gotta heal you up to deal with it. So DPS and everybody need to be extra mindful of that and take as little damage as possible as per usual. And then of course Fortified is non-boss enemies have 20% more health and inflict up to 30% increased damage. So for tanking, basically the shades don't target the tanks, so you don't have to worry about them, and you can't taunt them, so there's not much you can do except for you can help CC them or slow them. So if you can stun them or slow them, you want to do that to give your DPS and healer time to get away, and while they kite and either kill it or just run away for it, because the shades do die over time. They slowly lose their health, and so they will die. Grievous, you just gotta be mindful that your healer may need time between pulls to top up your party members. It is a stacking buff, so as we can see here on the screen, the warrior here, I have 3 stacks of Grievous, so the healer's got to get me topped up over 90% in order to get rid of that. So just be mindful of the stacks when your group, after you finish a pull, before you get into the next one. If there's a lot of AoE damage in that pull, you might want to hesitate before moving on to the next one, as your healer will need to get caught up. So a tip and trick, trash will hurt you this week because it is fortified. Just be mindful of your CDs, and on big pulls you might want to keep in mind you might need 1 or 2 in order to get through it. They also take longer to kill, so your DPS won't be able to just burst through them. And also just keep an eye on the shades, make sure that there's not like one chasing your healer between pulls, because they cannot stand there and cast, so just keep that in mind. Otherwise it's pretty good to go for on your side. For healers, you gotta keep your eyes out for the shades that are targeting you. They hit hard. So on this was a 19, a shade was hitting for about 30k damage. On I wear plate, so against block that would be even worse. So just keep out for shades that are targeting you. If you're in mid cast trying to get a heal off, it is better to move and avoid getting punched by the shade, because not only does it deal that massive damage, it also puts a stack of Grievous, so you're better to move, then start casting again and create that separation between you. For Grievous, this stacks each time a party member gets hit. It can be painful to heal off, especially during AoE damage pulls. So just expect to work hard this week. Use your CDs as you need to. Don't hold on to them. Just make sure you keep everybody topped up. As I said earlier, you gotta get over 90% in order to get rid of the Grievous. So it can be quite painful, especially if people are getting 2, 3, and 4 stacks of Grievous. You can always ask your DPS to be mindful and use personals to try to keep, to help out a little bit. As for everything else, for tips and tricks for you, just like I said, keep an eye on the shades that target you. Group healing will be your friend this week. And also, just keep in mind, you gotta get them over 90% in order to remove that Grievous stack. For DPS, so for the Spiteful, to kill the shades, you want to run away from the ones that are targeting you unless you can stun them. But ultimately, you want to CC or slow or kill shades that are not targeting you, that are targeting your party members. Prioritize the healer's shade first, if you can figure that out, so that they have more time to cast to get rid of the Grievous stacks. And also, don't get hit yourself. Do not take unnecessary damage. We really don't want to do that anyways as a DPS. We want to be more mindful of that to not take any unnecessary hits. The shades here, you want to keep distance between shades that are targeting you, because they do hit hard and hurt a lot, and they do add that Grievous stacks, 2 things that we really don't want to have to deal with. So do your best to avoid them and help out your teammate. For the Grievous stacks, I kind of covered that already. Don't take unnecessary damage. Use your personals, and also bring food between pulls where your healer may need to drink, or if he's trying to catch up. you can just start eating food and it'll help remove the Grievous stacks, help out your healer, and help you progress quicker through the dungeon. Just sit down, eat for a few seconds. You'll get rid of a couple stacks while you're doing that, or help out the healer, and then you're off to the next one and onto the bosses and so on and so forth. So obviously, I'm pretty much just repeating myself with tip and trick. Don't get hit, bring food, kill your healer shade, and slow and CC the shades that aren't targeting. So overall, it's going to be a little bit of a painful week with the Spiteful and Grievous. It is a pretty bad combination. I think this is, if it is not the worst push week, it is the second worst. So just keep that in mind while you're pushing through, that you may not be able to advance as well as you had been, especially considering last week was Bursting Volcanic is considered one of the best, if not the best push week. So just keep that in mind, set your expectations. Personally, I'm going to try to maintain, if not maybe do at least one key higher, or at least try to get some. So I'm up to 21s and 22s now. So I'm going to try to knock out a couple more 22s this week. But knowing that it is Grievous with Spiteful, I'm going to just be mindful of that and plan accordingly, not set my expectations to be too high. So I don't expect to do like 23s or 24s or anything like that. Anyways, hope you guys have a great vault this week. If you have any questions or comments, please let us know below. And as always, we appreciate any likes and subscribes, so please hit us up. We appreciate it. Good luck pushing this week and hope you have a great vault.